That was like my first number one on iTunes, like ever. And
what was that feeling like?
I was like, it's about damn time.
Why only now?
I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Told him that I gotta go, dog. I'm riding a road job.
What is up, you absolute weapons? Welcome to Season 2. This is none of your business. Shout out to everyone for showing some love during Season 1. If you haven't already, please like this video, smash that subscribe button, and turn post notifications on. Every bit of love goes a long way. On today's episode, we have a musician on the show. He has over 70,000 streams on Spotify and has had 2 singles featured as the #1 songs on iTunes. Later this year, he'll be headlining the Afro Flag Festival, which is happening in December. Ladies and gents, this is Stephen of Kent.
Lost in my thoughts, dripping with sauce. Fuck what standard you got, bitch, I'm the god. I'm the bar, the staff, Mitchell and Rod. The overlord, the metric measure when y'all lost shit.
So what is your business? What do you do today?
I'm a musician and a performing artist and an event organizer.
Shoo, okay.
Yeah.
More than one thing going on there. How old are you?
I'm 26 years old.
26 years old, alright. And
Yeah.
how long you been doing this for?
I'm nearing a decade into it now.
A decade?
Nearly,
Shit, so man's
nearly.
been at it for a minute.
Yeah,
Okay,
nearly a
don't hit
decade.
that.
Yeah.
What's your main thing? What's your like...
Main thing is music, man. That's like
Music.
the heart of everything.
So how did you get things going with music? You know, how did you get into the music industry? What was the start of it? What was like the pull for you, you know?
I think passion was like the first pull. I think like with anything that you think is going to be great, you need to love it first. And that was like the main thing for me. Like I loved music from when I was a kid. My mom has like the biggest record collection ever. So do my
really?
uncles. Yeah, they're mad into music. So I just grew up loving it just because it played around the house. And then I figured out I could make it myself. Like when I got a laptop at home in high school. And I started making beats on FL. Then I collaborated with my friends.
On Fruity Loops.
Yeah, Fruity Loops. Yeah,
Yo,
Fruity
that's
Loops.
a throwback.
Yo, dog, I was like into that, and I was just, trying to get good at it. And it came from curiosity and like working with my friends, like the late David Reru, R.I.P.
Yeah, the
Michael,
legend himself.
The legend, yeah, dude. And just from high school and just like making music, that's just where it started. And then everything that happened afterwards just kind of snowballed after the fact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So it started in high school, what, with some mates or just on your own? Or, you mentioned David, but were there a few others or what was the structure?
Yeah,
Was
like
it
there
just
was
the
like
two of you?
one of our friends, Chad, as well, who like we had like a little label back then or whatever. And then like that snowballed into me like producing for other people. Produced for like 2D Stark, I did some stuff for Les. I don't know if you know a guy called Reason, South African rapper. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like a few people. And then that just kind of like led me into like getting into like the event space as well and like learning a whole bunch of other stuff that I could connect to my music, and figuring out that whole process has been like fun, dude. It's been a hell of a ride, yeah.
In terms of, so as you know, the podcast is about, people starting their own thing, pursuing their own ventures. Often like business-wise, you need to invest.
Of course.
Did you need any like, monetary investment to get going? Or was it relatively cost-free? You just needed that bedroom studio, the mic, and we good to go? Or was there some cost involved to get going?
There's definitely, in a traditional sense, there is cost. I was just lucky because I was able to use a lot of human resources around me and people who knew how to do stuff around me, which would be things that you would normally pay for. For example, if you need your songs engineered, like some of my friends engineered and stuff, so you could go out there.
Would they bless you? You wouldn't have to worry about that.
I was in luckily enough in a community of creative people who all did different things. So within that community, if you ask someone to do something for you, like you need like some pictures shot, you need a video shot, you need someone to take you on the road to go to shows and stuff. Like I had like a community of friends and business partners and people who supported my vision, who make sacrifices, like just drive me all the way to the Free State for a show. Like,
that's
drive me all
crazy.
the way to Bloom and back, you know what I mean? That would normally cost money, but because we're all like focused on building the same thing, like we don't like look at the monetary value of everything.
And did that maintain? So like you obviously from high school to like now, would you say you got a bit more serious about it, took it more seriously, or
100%?
Yeah.
Dude.
So then when it went more serious, did that still maintain? Like, Or did you have to now start putting some cash into it?
Oh yeah, we had to like obviously start having structures later on into the thing. So once we had like a thing going, we had like this thing called Off Boys back then.
Off Boys?
Yeah, like Thule Stark was like, you know, the main guy in Off Boys, and he was like, and I was his producer. And then Anna was like his hype man, and then Nils was his DJ, and then Mike was his roadie, and then like we were all like this collective called Off Boys. We used to like go to clubs and just tear shit up pretty much. Like that was like the whole MO of the whole thing. And we learned from Off Boys that like when you don't have structures in place, like you don't have your admin in place, you don't have like your accounting books in order, you don't have like all these things, it gets tricky monitoring what's coming in and out of the business.
All the stuff in the background, you have to keep it in check. Yeah,
exactly. So after Off Boys, that's when we started getting like a proper admin lady. We had an accounting department, we had like a legal department.
Oh really? So we
went
proper with it.
Went like super proper. Like we even had like offices now. Like it's like that's real. Dope. Like it's but out of necessity. Like initially you don't need that stuff, but you grow to a point where that stuff is necessary and you can't function without it. Like you're not running a proper business if those things like aren't in place. You know what I mean? You're still gonna have the same problems.
I think it's like that with any business though. You're gonna start, I don't know, Steve Jobs in his garage there doing whatever. But as things progress, you're gonna need more serious structures in place to get things going properly. Right. That's Steve's though. So would you consider music? You said you'd consider it your number one passion, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I was going to ask, would you do something else or pursue a different path given the choice? But I'm assuming not. Would you pursue a different path?
Yeah, dude. Like,
what would it be?
I'm a very like open person, so like whatever the universe throws my way, I'm obedient. Like, for example, if they're like, oh, he has like a cool acting role and stuff, and all you have to do is just be buff. I'll be buff for 4 months and go act, dog. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm never opposed to like opportunity when it's there. Like if someone presents me with a good opportunity, I know how to recognize it and I take it.
And so in your journey as an artist, what would you say was one of the biggest, you know, challenges or struggles you faced in the time of, you know, of your career as a music artist that would have no doubt affected your music career?
I think like my biggest hurdle was in the beginning, I think a lot was like self-esteem and like having the confidence of your convictions, you know what I mean? Like having imposter syndrome as one, like getting into rooms.
What is that?
Like getting into rooms and feeling like you don't belong there or you're not as good as the people that are in the room and you start
out of place.
Out of place, and that like makes you like feel a way about yourself. It makes it hard to move. And so like that's like the one thing they don't tell you, you know what I mean? Like you're going to have to, like a lot of the struggles are internal. Like it's a lot of like emotional work. You know, you have to have thick skin as well. Like, you know, like 'cause people are going to say stuff about you. People are going to point out all your flaws. Like,
are there any stories you can share where like maybe there was a bit of a headbutt or a guy got in your face and made you just feel really, you know, I don't know, demotivated in your career as a music artist?
Yeah, I mean, like that's happened like a few times. There was a guy that like I was like writing a song for like an artist that like he was managing, and I was like vibing with the artist a lot. We're in studio, you know, the drinks are flowing, we're nice. And we're on a vibe, and we're making like a song that was like a decent song. It ended up being a hit, like the song. But dude like walked into the room like mad aggressive. He had like 3 girls with him or whatever. And he was like, yo, play me that shit. I'm like, yo, like he's about to record, like, yo, I don't care, just play the shit, dog. I'm like, okay, cool. So I play the song and I put down like a hook guide idea. And he was like, yeah, man, that shit is trash. Y'all need it. I'm like, yo, like the dude started like wiling out. And then like I left the session, and then like the artist hit me in the morning like, oh, I'm sorry about my manager or whatever. I think you really
so was that a manager?
The manager was like, because you know, like the managers are the superstars these days.
Yeah, apparently.
They all in the videos, you know, they the guys with all the girls and whatever. Like, so he was like on full superstar mode, but like me and the artist like worked things out and we hashed it out, and the song ended up being like one of his biggest hits ever. So it worked out for everyone. But at that moment, I was just like, dude, like, why would you disrespect someone who's like trying to contribute to what you're building? You know,
of course, yeah. So as an artist, if I'm not, excuse me if I get the terminology wrong, but you have like a discography or like your whole. That's what you call it, right?
Yeah, it's called catalog.
Yeah. So like, give us a bit of a history. What's some of the shit you have out at the moment?
If we're gonna go,
I know you released an album. I'm a fan of it. I've just
the EP,
yeah.
It's an EP, Neo Sapien.
That's the one.
Yeah, in 2018, and then I did like the 3 singles last year. I did like a single called 4 AM. with Reason that like got like mad like plays on Spotify. It was crazy. Did like 60,000 like the first month.
Oh, crazy.
Mad. Like I'd never done like numbers like that before. And then I did a song called Dollar. That was like my first number one on iTunes like ever. And
what was that feeling like to see your song was number one on iTunes? Like, did you feel unreal, or were you just like,
yeah, I was like, it's about damn time. Like,
why only now?
Real, like, it's about damn, like, what? Like, Ben had fire, dog. Like, what? You guys only now? You know?
Yeah.
I'm kidding. No, I was grateful.
Yeah.
I was grateful, but like people were like paying attention because that's what because another big artist had dropped that day. And everyone was like, oh no, he's gonna do. I was like, no, he's not, dude. Like,
Yeah, we coming for the top.
Our song was actually better, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And like I really believed in that song, and when it did that, like it was like a validation. Like, yes, we were right. Like, of course.
That must have been so motivating though. Like you put in the graft and you were rewarded for it.
And then it happens. You know what I mean?
It's like motivation to keep going.
Bro, I love that feeling,
That's
man.
sick, yeah.
I love that feeling because like at that very moment, it might be petty of me, but like you start thinking of all the people that were talking shit the whole time. Like, man, I just want to see how they're doing right now. Like I want to call everyone and not like on some cocky shit, just on like you guys have put me through the most and try to make me feel like shit about myself. And now like, you know, I'm doing what I said I was going to do. Like, I was saying that about that song like when it wasn't even finished. I hadn't even written the second verse.
Had
like,
the idea,
the song's going to number one.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Hey, dog, we'll see you." And I'm like, "No, I'm telling you guys what's gonna happen."
It's a fact. Yeah.
And yeah, that's like a confidence I built over time.
Yeah.
Like it's a confidence I earned. You know what I mean?
So you said you had how many singles come out?
Oh, so 3.
That was the second one.
Yeah, that was the second one, and
What was
then
the last one?
and then I put out another one this year called Vibration. That was my second number one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So not only did we do it once, we went back and we got some more. Okay.
Yeah.
So we spoke just now about, you know, you had some number ones, you know, some songs that were number one on iTunes and stuff. Have you ever sat back and felt like you've made it? Was it at that time, or
No.
have you ever sat back and felt like you made it?
Never ever.
So like, okay, so if not, what would that look like to you? What would it look like to sit back and feel like, you know, as a music artist,
like
I've made it?
like I've done it. Like I just want to help and like make a difference. You know, especially in my family, in like my community, in like the people that come from where I come from. Like I just want people to feel like anything is possible and achievable, and to inspire people that look like me. So yeah, music, as much as it's something I love, it's a platform, you know what I mean? And I
for
want
a bigger purpose.
for a bigger, like way bigger than I am.
And so if there was one thing, you know, in this journey as a music artist, if there's one thing you could do differently, is there anything that comes to mind that like, you know, you come to crossroads in life, obviously, and it's like you make a choice here, you make a choice there, or something you could have done differently. Is there anything you can think of that you would have done differently? That you think like, maybe if I did that,
Then
I would have been
a
a little bit further than where I am now, or something better would have happened, or I don't know. Is there anything?
I know it's cliche, but like I try not to think about that. Like I don't like look left, right, or back, because the thing about like the journey is that you always have to look forward and like look forward. So like I don't spend a lot of time like having like regrets. Maybe there was like a couple of models I wish I could have texted back. And then that's it. Like that's pretty much it. Yeah, like that's probably it. But like other than that, dog, I don't regret anything because I wouldn't be who I am without like.
Yeah.
Like I like myself for my mistakes too, which I don't think a lot of people that like say to themselves. Like you are who you are because of the good things you've done, but because of like all the times you've like messed up.
Yeah.
You know, like I appreciate the times I've messed up because it's just made me a better person. So I wouldn't trade any of those.
And genuinely, would you say you're happy at the moment?
Working on it.
Working on it.
Working on it.
Respectable.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I think I'd be lying if I said I was completely happy. I don't think, well, I would love to see. I don't think everyone's completely happy, but we can all work on it. You know what I mean? So I'm happy to work on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So lastly, what is one message you would want to give to, you know, someone who's young, wanting to get into, you know, the music industry, thinking about starting out? Is there anything you would say to them? Maybe like the way you could maybe think about it is a message you would give to the 17-year-old Stephen Kent. You know what I mean?
Do you have nothing else better to do with your life? No, I'm kidding. No. Ask yourself first if you really believe in yourself and what you're doing. Like genuinely, like ask yourself, like, do I really believe, and why do you want to do it? You know, and if your answers to those questions are satisfactory, I say go for it and don't look back, don't look to the side. but you have to absolutely believe it with everything in you, or else you won't survive.
Yeah, so commit.
That's it.
All right. It's easy. We like to keep it simple. But yeah, Shako, I appreciate you coming
I
on the show.
appreciate you, man.
I will.
It's good seeing you again.
I look forward to hearing you spit some bars.
Yeah, I got mad bars for you, though. Yeah, in the next coming months, you won't get nothing but these bars, baby.
That brings today's episode of None of Your Business to a close. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please support the show by subscribing to our YouTube channel and following us on iTunes and Spotify. You can also find us on Instagram at None of Your Business Pod. Just a quick shout out to Film Africa for helping with the production of today's episode. You'll find their links in the description. Thanks for the love, and I'll see you guys next week Monday at 5 p.m. South African time.